Blessings, all you earth, air, fire, and water signs out there. In this video, I'm actually going to be sharing with you what I have been posting for my weekly forecasts on my Patreon. I figured, since one, it's the spiritual theme for the earth signs for this week, and two, people might be curious as to what they can expect from that format, how it looks, how it feels. Just for this week, I figured I would actually share it, and so you can see what is going on there. If you are interested in signing up for my Patreon, which is where all my weekly content is now, weekly general forecasts for the earth signs, air signs, fire signs, and water signs, the weekly build your own spread tarot, which is as close you can get to a real individual personal reading through a general horoscope you can get, as well as the weekly bonus astrology and tarot that I put out on Sundays, the weekly lives on Tuesdays, and of course discounts. All of this is available for those who pledge $5 a month or more. You can follow the link in the down bar below to sign up. Now, I do want to mention that I'm actually going to be reading from my page because I actually write out my weekly reports, with the exception, of course, the lives and the weekly astrology video, because I'm actually finding that it's easier for me to stay in the flow without having to, worry about the camera or, sounds in the outside, neighbor running his lawnmower or anything along those lines. And I'm also able to go a lot deeper. So even though we're kind of covering groups at a time, right, for earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, it's so much more in depth. So that's how it's actually getting done now. And I do post these every week. If you've been, on my Instagram, my Facebook, or paying attention to the YouTube community page, you will, have already seen that. But I figured I would share just so people know what is actually available now. So I have actually broken this up into chunks. And so we're going to do the earth signs first, then the air signs, the fire signs, and then the water signs. And I'll put timestamps. Make sure that you, of course, remember that your rising sign horoscope is going to give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope is showing up. And your moon sign horoscope is going to be giving you the B-plot or the background story that is also going on this week. Okay, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is what we had on Patreon for you for this upcoming week of July. The big spiritual theme is the Page of Cups upright. And what I have written down for you here is, this week it's important to remember to be open, upfront, and clear, right? We have to be clear in our intentions when you invite new opportunities, abundance, and people into your reality. You will find that it's a good time to dedicate your space and self to holding invitational energy that continues to draw in more and more good fortune. You will find you are very popular and widely complimented this week, but you need to make sure you follow up and carry through with what is put on the table. Make no assumptions while you do this, and be prepared for happy surprises. People will be more forward with their intentions with you this week, as well as their compliments and hopes for you. This means they are leaving the ball in your court and will be awaiting your feedback and affirmation before proceeding, okay? So you want to make sure that you are understanding, yes, all of this good stuff is coming to you, but if they're leaving the ball in your court, it means they're not coming in to just sort of assume, take control, or, take the lead. You've got to be ready to do your part. Be forthcoming with your approval and gratitude when you are presented with gifts. This is the difference between a yes and moment that keeps a good thing going and a here today, gone tomorrow moment where you only have it for 1 week. When it comes to business and money, you've got the Empress upright. And you will find this week that you are getting set up with a much more secure and abundant future in a financial or professional journey you are on. It may be you find the perfect role or project being presented to you, or you are set up with a new financial or home arrangement that has you keeping and generating more profit for yourself than before. Remember, the Empress brings the opportunity for longevity as well. So make sure you treat this with the understanding that this is a new trend, officially or unofficially, that you will need to make sure to be consistent with. This may require a change in your structure, schedule, or organization habits in order to get the most out of it. If it is purely financial, there will be good news that helps you fund the completion of a major journey or intention you wish to complete. For some of you, this could indicate a breakthrough in a home or family matter that also brings a pleasant growth spurt in your financial life. When it comes to friends and family, right, the community and news category, well, you've got the Knight of Swords reversed. And there may be some arguments or even a cutting of ties with someone that is becoming a hostile presence in your life. The challenge with the Knight of Swords reversed is that this person is not one that can be reasoned with. It appears that there is an all or nothing mentality with them. So they've kind of gone into cantankerous, stubborn, obstinate, toxic brat kind of energy. And this mentality will create escalating strife if it's not shut down. They may be trying to coerce, pressure, or punish you for not fulfilling their expectations, their projections, or maybe they're trying to punish or pressure you because you are not conforming to their morals or their worldview. This person will not be capable of processing or reflecting. So diplomacy is pretty much useless, okay? This is something that you're probably just going to need to either let go or cut off. This person might not even know that you don't want them around anymore. Sometimes they're, the most abusive person that is, threatening you with leaving, for some reason needs to be told it's okay for you to go. And this might be something you have to do, like, honey, you could always leave, and I'm not going to chase you. I don't chase. They do need a timeout at the very least, though. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Challenges. Well, you've got strength upright. This week, you will need to be focusing on maintaining health and balance, both personally and environmentally. It may be difficult, actually, in circles and spaces where disharmony or dysfunction have been a welcome guest or maybe just an accepted norm, right? Okay, we just kind of took the fact that this person is inconsiderate, or this situation is unstable, or there's something toxic or unhealthy here for granted. It's just something that we kind of work around, or, we just sort of live with, and, everyone gets by, well, with a D+, but they settle for it. So if you're dealing with a situation like that, it might be kind of tough. Pay attention to where both the good and the bad in your life are being amplified so that you can actually make a choice about what direction you're headed in. It may be challenging at times to accept that teachings, beliefs, and relations may have always been unhealthy or compromising, even if they served in dire times. Even if it got you out of a jam before, it doesn't mean it's necessarily healthy. You must persevere. With so many dark chapters closing, it's time to focus on what is replacing those dark chapters. Relationships. King of Cups, reversed. This week could be very trying in the romantic department when emotional wounds and insecurities are put in full view with your relationships. The toll or manifestation of these challenges left unaddressed or improperly managed will be evident. These could be either coming from current or new partners, or even from within yourself. Maintain a balance of compassion and objective honesty. Focus on complete, as in permanent, solutions, no matter your part in this matter, and support real growth where it occurs. This may not be about the relationship between yourself and your partner, but how wounds from the past, such as old partners, family, and painful events, have not been processed or dealt with properly. Even with new or recent people, circumstances may come up that illustrate imbalance and unhealed issues that are creating an unhealthy dynamic for any new bond to be built on. For some, it may only be a sign of this being the wrong time to take any steps forward, until real solutions are achieved. Regardless of your part in this matter, you do not run with assumptions or jump to conclusions. Face things as they come and address them as they are with as much ease and grace as possible. So that is what I've got for you, Earth signs here. If you enjoyed that and you really like the style of this weekly, please check out my Patreon. Again, this and a lot of extra bonus content is available for those pledging $5 a month and up. And you also have access to discounts on all of my services. And you can follow the links below or just type in patreon.com/integrative mysticism. But now we're moving on to the air signs. All right, all you Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius sun, moon, and rising signs, this is what we've got for this coming week of July 2021 from my Patreon. And again, remember, if you are interested in having these and all of the weekly bonus content that I've got going on there, all you need to do is pledge $5 a month or more to have access to this, the Build Your Own Spreads, the Tuesday Lives, the weekly bonus astrology, and even discounts on my services. So again, you can follow the links in the down bar below. So your spiritual themes for this week, well, it's all around the High Priestess upright. And you air signs are going to find that this week you are being guided by those who are stepping up to help you to reach more promising and prosperous opportunities. And you will find that you are working more closely with those that are giving you answers to questions and challenges you have been struggling to surmount with the tools that you've had to work with so far. Be open-minded about what is being put on the table because you may be going through an accelerated learning process. It's important to also welcome input and offers that are coming your way because people will be willing to match you with connections that they have, which will help you realize your goals. It may be uncomfortable at times because you may find you are being both lifted up and humbled at the same time. Be more inclusive in matters where you wanted very few, if any, people involved. Whatever the case, you will find that you are getting guided out of a maze this week if you allow yourself to be shown the way. And remember, I write this all on my Patreon, so if you skipped anything, you might miss that. Money and business. Well, you've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And I remember writing this. It felt kind of weird, so don't get ahead of me here if you know tarot. There is an uncomfortable energy around this card, but I didn't actually feel it being so difficult for you to manage, or as I wrote it, I don't feel it actually being so difficult for you to manage. This week, you may hear news or find out in your own way that it is the beginning of the end for a professional or financial structure in your life. This could be an unsettling situation, of course, especially if you had a particular love or attachment for the arrangement or establishment as it was. But it is shifting into a decline. Nobody will be able to restore it to what it was in the past. However, I am sensing good news here as well. This shift or decline is also allowing you to seize an opportunity where you can maneuver into a better position or setup for yourself. Now, whether you are capitalizing on this transition professionally or financially, you will be well taken care of if you are flexible. This new opening or this new financial avenue may also show up due to the absence or departure of others at this time as well. Whatever the case, explore these new options thoroughly and keep an open mind. So let's talk about community and news, friends and family, that kind of thing. You've got the Nine of Wands upright. This week, circumstances may arise where you need to be more diligent about your space and what you open to others. A big goal or priority in your life has the opportunity to get back on track after some downtime. But in order for it to succeed, you will need to be more careful with it than you have been. It could be that someone you have let into your space or know the inner workings of your intentions has become a presence that is throwing you or your project off its highest potential or off its highest road. This may be the reason this opportunity was challenged or compromised in the first place. be it one or multiple people. You may find that it's going to be okay. Like, you'll be okay, but you need to be more careful this time about who you include or exclude in your plans and your projects. And so, again, this is sort of a lesson about, yeah, sometimes the people we let in on things, the company we keep, can contribute things that ultimately create a completely different reality than we wanted to have. And so, now it's time to just do a bit of cleanup of that. Challenges, death, reversed. This week we've seen a lot of need to balance what stays, what goes, and what is necessary to keep everything going in the best direction. However, you may find that people around you or you yourself are struggling to fully embrace transition from struggles and start creating the new. You may be fully capable as a negotiator, a fighter, and an advocate for yourself. But are you capable of actually ending a battle and moving on with your life? Don't forget that in order to manifest a better life for you and yours, you need to be intimately familiar with the finer details of that better life. How much struggle with old matters still takes up space in your head and therefore ability to truly concentrate on something new? Be careful not to keep going back for more this week when you are offered opportunities to leave old business behind. Relationships, justice, upright. This week will be focused on getting clear and settled with new arrangements and understandings in relationships. Whatever the level or stage of your relationship, be it well-established, budding, or brand new, deep conversations will reveal the next step and status for all involved. If there have been any challenges around reaching conclusions in confusing or disorganized circumstances, this week we'll be presenting you with what is needed to clear that up. This week will be about honesty, balance, and revelation. It's highly likely at this time that any outstanding issues we must clear up will be brought to our attention before proceeding. This can apply to you personally, your partner or your crush, your intended, and to matters outside, such as finances, children, or other households. You will be shown the way to navigate these matters and what it will take to get all priorities squared away in order to proceed with the next big step of this relationship. If you are meeting new people, or maybe you have within the last month or so started seeing somebody new or met somebody new, prepare for them to be very forthright and declarative with you in a very sincere, honest way. But keep things in proportion so that things can also proceed in a balanced and grounded way so it doesn't get all whirlwind. So that is what I've got for you, air signs. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you enjoy these weeklies, please check out my Patreon for $5 a month. You actually have access to these, plus the Build Your Own Tarot spread, which I put out every week, as well as weekly bonus astrology, my weekly lives, and discounts. So might want to check it out. Follow the links below or go to patreon.com/integrative mysticism. Hello there, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is the weekly elemental group forecast for this upcoming week of July 2021 that I posted on Patreon. Remember, your rising sign element is going to give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign element is going to show up. Your moon sign is going to give you the less prominent side story that is also playing out throughout the course of this week. If you do enjoy this, you might want to check out my Patreon. For $5 a month and up, you actually have access to these weeklies, as well as the weekly Build Your Own Spread Tarot, the weekly bonus astrology and tarot that comes out every Sunday, as well as the Tuesday lives and discounts on my services. So you can follow the links in the down bar below, or just go to patreon.com/integrative mysticism. So what is going on when it comes to your cards for this week? Well, for your spiritual theme, you've actually got the King of Wands upright. So beautiful energy for fire signs to just walk into the reading with. This week, you will be put in a position to promote yourself and your station. Projects, initiatives, and new and recent contacts will be going through a rapid evolution in their relationship with you, which will alter your life's course to a more personally enriching and exciting path. things may get intimidating as they seem too big to take on or to agree to in the beginning. That is because the implications of these shifts will throw off routines and structures that held your life together as it was. That is not anything to be afraid of. You may find that this is putting things back on the table for you that you did not think you could actually have. However, you will need to remember that there's only so much you can create or keep in the reality you've been maintaining, so you will need to be permissive of a very positive shakeup or two, which is being offered by this card. Have you been being cheap or overcautious with yourself? Have you been trying to embody a life, a role, or a script that is keeping you on a path that won't progress? As things escalate through your life, you will need to assess what your true intention for your life circumstances really is. Okay, we can't just kind of, blindfold ourselves and count on the defensive drivers around us. You are being put in the driver's seat. You are the one getting accelerated this week. Make sure that you are very clear with what you are doing because you are large and in charge. When it comes to money and business, you've got the Moon card in reverse. And what was kept behind closed doors is being revealed in many areas of your financial and professional life this week. As these revelations present, it's important to understand that this is happening for your advantage. It may be that you are given a heads up about a promising new opportunity or transition you will need to prepare for now. You may also find out about things going on behind closed doors that could shock you. This could be a pleasant shock or an unpleasant shock. It may be the case that you find out about a hot tip or intel that puts you in a position to take advantage of an opportunity that isn't known to the general public as of yet, but is turning a tide in your favor. Regardless of the nature of the reveal, you can put to work for you everything that is coming in order to secure a more prosperous way for yourself. It may put matters to rest with any internal debates you've had about your direction and your future. Community and news, friends and family, the other people in your life. You may get you've got the Six of Pentacles upright, by the way. Very good. You've got the Six of Pentacles upright. You may get a pleasant surprise when an ally presents you with a boost from their own supply. This could be a gift, or it could be a favor you have been asking for finally getting granted, or maybe they're granting a favor that you asked another person for. Either way, you are getting some very real support here. Keep in mind that this is being given as a notion of care and support and not mere duty or business or anything banal like that. This is something much deeper. While not expected, it would be wise to look into ways you can put your own talents and resources to work in areas where this ally could benefit from them as well. This could set a beautiful precedent for all parties involved to be more consistently involved in the co-creation and realization of each other's ideals. So this is all coming from the goodness of the heart, so we respond with the goodness of the heart. Okay, it's not about contracts or duty or any of that kind of stuff. Again, we're more evolved than that. Challenges. You've got the Five of Pentacles upright. This week, you will find that a void is being created in your life, or has always been, that you will need to muster up the gumption to finally fill. So it could be something that you've been going without. Okay, I'm getting a sense that this could be something that, either you've lived without for a long time, just getting by, or a loss that may be incurred this week that you may or may not have seen coming. If left unchecked, this could be compromising the health of other areas of your life as well. However, you are challenged with fixing the issue and allowing yourself to accept new forms of assistance that will tackle the matter head on, as opposed to maybe in a roundabout way. Are you in denial about something you can't suppress or ignore anymore? Are you intimidated by the implications of addressing and embracing the matter truthfully? Sometimes the biggest challenge is simply getting started. Sometimes the solution may be what is frightening. Sure, maybe it feels almost like the cure is worse than the disease because of the effort that you got to put into it, or you don't know if you've got any more to give, or you just don't want change, you just want it better. Keep in mind that this is going to be working for you. You've got so much help coming your way with the Six of Pentacles, the Moon reversed, and the King of Wands. It's really more about an emotional readiness and preparedness to finally solve things that maybe you've not wanted to get to work on solving. As we get onto your relationships, you do have the Seven of Swords upright. Take care in relationships this week, as there is the energy of unstable effort being presented here. Existing commitments may face difficulties around issues of dishonesty by either lie or omission. This might not be a full-blown betrayal, however, but even small things can have a tendency to grow into bigger challenges than initially intended. Secrets and unshared feelings may signal themselves in both you and your significant other at this time. It's wise to open these conversations by keeping a level head and holding an open, non-judgmental space for this experience, right? Everyone's jumping into their spiritual maturity here. The hows and whys will be more easy to bring out this way, and stories can be fleshed out. If you're exploring something recent or new, again, within a month, the information you or your intended or your crush may be keeping from, you, or them keeping it from you, or you keeping it from them, could set a difficult precedent. We don't want to start that kind of trend. If someone can't be honest or give clear answers, it's probably a sign this person can't go any further, at least at this time. Regardless of your circumstances in love, whether you're established, married, available, single, listen up. If it is the case that everything turns out to be on the level, make sure your love life is not proceeding in a way that is too rash with a new direction. It may be perfectly fine in intention, but could be threatened by the handling of matters in a careless way or neglecting pressing concerns. It may be that important matters from before this new plan was established, or this new relationship, or this new chapter of your romantic life, these matters going to have to be settled and taken care of before we proceed. We do not want to just sort of leave all of that unfinished business just up in the air and try and jump into the new thing, because if it's something that'll follow us, we might as well make sure it doesn't. So that is what I've got for you, fire signs, sun, moon, and rising. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you are interested in more weekly content from me, check out my Patreon by following the link in the down bar below, or going to patreon.com/integrative mysticism. $5 a month gets you access to more weeklies, as well as the weekly Build Your Own Spread Tarot, the weekly bonus astrology that comes out on Sundays, my weekly lives, and of course discounts. And so I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you there. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hello there, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. It's time to see what we've got written up on my Patreon for you this week. Remember, if you enjoy this sample and you want access to more weekly bonus content from me, as well as discounts, it's only $5 a month for pledging your support to my Patreon, and you'll have access to all of it, okay? And don't forget to check out, of course, your rising and your moon sign. As I said in the very beginning, your rising sign gives you context as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope is showing up, and your moon sign horoscope is giving you the B story, or the less prominent subplot of the week. So for your spiritual theme, you've got the Page of Wands upright. This week could be very stimulating, especially when you are able to get the inside track on a new project or life direction that will pull you into a much more quick to develop series of opportunities. There may be some risks you will need to be willing to brave sensibly in order to capitalize on what is being brought your way. It may require you to take more initiative or show more eagerness in areas of life where others may be stuck in their ways, and you will need to keep an open mind with fresh perspectives on creativity, business, and your social life, so that you can, of course, be pulled out of your comfort zone into something superior. There will be many invitations and proposals put before you that may also require you to rethink any long games you have been playing with your reality or with your own time, any kind of long-term plans or big, expansive, linear progressions, because this is going to throw a lot of that off. You may be encouraged to take matters into your own hands where you have let them be decided by external circumstances for far too long. You may also find that you are able to profit from a just do it attitude with more than one initiative that you've been trying to get off the ground. Remember, you can still be protective of your interests. Just don't trap yourself behind your shields. To money and business, you've got the Eight of Cups reversed. This week, you will be getting news of an opportunity or funds returning to you in some fashion. To that end, it could be that you are given an opportunity to retrace your steps and retrieve something you lost or left behind. Old contacts and allies will be available for some of you to utilize to take a professional or financial goal down a more promising road. Make sure you keep in mind that this is redirecting your course to something new, despite the familiarity or familiar faces. You could be restoring or reviving a path or a status lost or never fully realized, but you will have to evolve, and it will have to evolve to, be up to date. If you feel you have come too far down a road you no longer wish to be on, you will have the opportunity to be put on a course to realign with the path you wish you stayed on, albeit further down that path than when you first left it. As we get on to community and news, friends and family, right? The other people in your life. You've got the Emperor card reversed. Challenges may arise when you find out that someone in a position of power over something important to you is creating trouble. It may be their decisions or behavior is undoing your hard work or simply making it harder to continue in this matter in general. If this is not addressed, the situation will only degenerate, and in a short time as well. Unfortunately, I'm shown that in some cases it may be too late to salvage matters for all concerned, completely across the board. Okay, some of this stuff might be irreversible. The Emperor reversed may have already shit the proverbial bed. Sorry, that's what I wrote. And it will be time to, leave him behind. Don't lose heart. Not all is lost. If it is truly that bad, it will be time for you to pick up the pieces and see what can be repaired under more favorable conditions with better suited people for the task or for whatever this priority is. Now, I do realize I said he and his a lot in that passage, but remember, the Emperor reverse could just as easily be not male. Getting on to challenges, you've got the Three of Wands reversed. This week, you are put on notice to be readily available for sudden shifts and messages that are time sensitive. This is not a challenge of warning against darkness or danger. It is an urging and insistence that you be ready to respond promptly so that you do not miss out on promising changes in fortune. There are many first come, first served experiences awaiting you. This does not mean you should be glued to your communication devices constantly. Just make sure you don't leave things up in the air. It's important that you also keep in mind that if you've been waiting on news, you should check up on it. It could be that something you've left in another person's hands is not being attended to in a timely fashion. When it comes to delegating anything important, you're better off handling it yourself as much as you can this week. Relationships, the Fool, upright. Your love life is starting an unfamiliar, experimental, and fancy-free chapter this week. If you're in an established commitment, all parties will be eagerly exploring new avenues this relationship could take to reach a common desire. This may refute or abandon old concerns as you are both adopting a new trust in life's possibilities that is overriding concerns and conditions that had you taking a slower or more restrained approach to your future. This could come about due to a simple shift in attitude or good news coming to the relationship that is wrapping up priorities that were consuming time and resources and limiting your options. So, there's a big jailbreak going on here. New or recent partner potentials will also be initiating new stories that will be taking all involved into a space where we will be exploring brand new territories together. You will both be getting each other in on the ground floor because you will both be pleasantly out of your element. So that is what I've got for you, water signs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in more of these weeklies, please consider signing up for my Patreon. Once again, $5 a month gets you access to these, plus the Build Your Own Spread Tarot, the weekly bonus astrology, the Tuesday lives, as well as discounts. And so with that, I will leave you to it. Thank you so much for dropping by and supporting me. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.